Good afternoon, dear participants of the conference. I'm Tetiana Kurbatova, Sumy State University, and I would like to present the results of research devoted to the problem of balancing Ukraine energy system under high renewable energy penetration and COVID-19 pandemic. The aim of this research you can see on the slides, and I will start with a short description of the problem. One of the main features of the united energy system of Ukraine is deficit of manageable energy capacities. This is because nuclear power plants cover about 50% of electricity demand in the country that negatively affects the flexibility of the grid. In recent years, this problem has been enhanced by putting into operation of renewable power plants, especially solar and wind ones, electricity generation based on which is unstable because directly depends on the season, time of day and weather condition. This issue has developed into the energy crisis in 2020 during COVID-19 pandemic. There was declining domestic demand for electricity and limiting opportunity for its export. This has caused technical difficulties with balancing energy system that led to decommission several units of nuclear power plants in Ukraine. As nuclear power plants generate the cheapest electricity in the country and green electricity is the most expensive, this has led to increasing electricity tariff for industry and population. On this slide, you can see the power plants of United Energy System of Ukraine, their installed capacity and the amount of electricity generated by them in 2019. Trend in recent years has been the putting into operations of a number of renewable power plants. This became possible thanks to the introduction of support mechanism aimed at encouraging green electricity generations, namely feed-in tariff tax and custom benefits. The results of implementations of this mechanism you can see on this slide. The table shows that over the last 5 years, the number of renewable power plants has increased almost 49 times, their installed capacity 6.3 times, the amount of generated electricity 3.3 times. If we pay attention to the dynamics of renewable energy development, we can see the greatest growth was shown by solar and wind power plants. Adding large amounts of electricity generation, the both of them cause serious challenges to operational security of energy system because dynamic growth of renewable energy requires the grid flexibility. In 2020, the problem of integrations of green electricity into United Energy System of Ukraine were reinforced by impact of quarantine restrictions caused by COVID-19 pandemic, which contributed to significant reduction in domestic demand for electricity. The table shows the supply of electricity to consumers for 9 months of 2020 decreased by 3.5% compared to corresponding period of 2019. The decrease in consumption was observed in most consumer groups. Above issue was enhanced by declining electricity export as quarantine measure led to a decline in electricity demand in importing countries. The figures show that starting from March 2020, electricity export declined sharply and only in July began to show positive dynamics. Total electricity export for 9 months of 2020 remained 33.5% lower than the same period 2019. The above trends have caused the problem of effective balancing of energy system, violating the equality of electricity supply and demand. Unstable work of energy system is a direct threat of country energy security, as it is why there is a need to improve current methodology for its calculations. Today it's calculated based on 10 indicators that you can see on this slide. However, none of them concern the problem of energy system balancing. Therefore, we propose to add an indicator of development of capacities for balancing the energy system of Ukraine that can be calculated by the formula given on this slide. Next, we will consider a number of approaches that can be used for balancing energy system of Ukraine. The first is green auction mechanism, which is designed to regulate the construction of new renewable power plants. Under this mechanism, the state sets quota for renewable energy projects, which will receive the state support, and a starting price for 1 kilowatt of electricity, which participants of auction reduce during the bidding. The winner gets the opportunity to build new renewable power plants and sell electricity at price determined at auction for 20 years. From the point of view of further development of renewable energy, this mechanism is interesting in terms of giving priority to development of small hydropower and biopower plants. In addition to advantages related to stability of electricity generations by them, the cost of electricity generation by such power plants is much lower compared to solar and wind ones that will affect the formation of low electricity tariff. The start of green auction was planned in 2020 but was postponed due to uncertainty related to coronavirus pandemic. The most promising option for balancing the energy system and the rapid development of renewable energy is the construction of renewable storage capacities. Energy storage systems have a number of advantages which you can see on this slide. However, today no energy storage system has been installed in Ukraine. The first project to build a network of energy storage facilities are planned to be implemented by national power company Ukrenergo together with European Bank for Reconstruction and Development in 2022. Another measure to improve the flexibility of energy system may be the introduction of demand management mechanism based on using smart technology when consumers are actively involved in balancing the grid. Examples are charging electricity cars in moment of excess electricity, the use of programmable appliances with delayed starts, and so on. Developments of decentralized energy system based on renewable energy resources can also improve the work of United Energy System of Ukraine, as a large number of geographical space renewable power plants will reduce the unevenness on electricity generation and increase the flexibility of the grid. One more measure aimed at improving grid balancing could be the connection of Ukraine's energy system to European Union's one. The successful implementation of this project can take about 5 years and requires, according to various estimates, from 0.6 to 1.2 billion euros. So, given the growing share of green electricity in country total electricity mix, there is the need to improve appropriate measures to balance electricity supply and demand in the grid. The main approaches to provide it include putting into operation flexible power capacities, deployment of energy storage system, development of distributed renewable energy facilities, implementation of electricity demand management mechanism, and other measures aimed at reducing risk to the operational security of United Energy System of Ukraine. Thank you for your attention.